Okay, this is a tutorial about how to go about making a cloche hat, and it's going to have a small brim to it, and I'm going to show you a honeycomb stitch. And the thing to keep in mind is that with this pattern you want to know the brim part more than anything. You can take any beanie hat and shorten it a little bit and turn it into this hat. So keep that in mind, but I'm going to show you this stitch and then I'll show you how to do the brim. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've E-wrap cast on and then just did a straight E-wrap row. So the first row of this pattern is going to be a purl. So what you're going to do is you're going to purl all the way around. And by the way, I'm using Lion's brand Fettuccine t-shirt yarn, so you know what I'm using. So you want to purl all the way around, and then you'll want to E-wrap all the way around, and then we'll go from there. So go ahead and purl all the way around and then E-wrap all the way around, and then we'll go into showing how to create these nice open areas right here. So go ahead and pause the video to do that. Okay, after you've completed your purled row and your E-wrap row, now we're going to start creating these openings. And by the way, you just want a super bulky yarn for this that's going to be nice and breathable, a cotton or of sorts. I've made another one using the Caron Simply Soft, 2 strands of it, and it's worked just fine on this pattern. So you'll need an even number of peg looms, just so you know, and you can use a 36 peg loom if you'd like. This is the 44 peg CinDwood Loom. Sorry I didn't mention that earlier, but that's what these are. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to purl the first one, lift it off, put onto the next peg, wrap the working yarn around the front and to the bottom. Then you're going to take and pull the working yarn up through the bottom and purl those two together and off, and then put that back. You're going to do the same thing, pull off, over, pull it around the front, purl both together, and pull off. Purl the first one, put it on the next peg, bring it around, and purl both together. Purl the next one, put it onto the next peg, bring the yarn around, purl both together. And you want to do this all the way around. So go ahead and pause and do that. Okay, after you've done that all the way around, and this is kind of what it should look like, and every other peg should be empty, you're going to do a yarn over, which you're just going to take the working yarn and lay it over the empty peg. Then E-wrap the peg with a loop on it, toss it over, yarn over, E-wrap, yarn over, E-wrap, yarn over, E-wrap, yarn over, E-wrap. And you want to do that all the way around. Okay, after you've done that, that completes your 4 rows that create this from here to here. This stitching, that's 4 rows. So the first row is a purl, the second row is an E-wrap, The third row is a purl to move, purl together, and the fourth row is a E-wrap yarn over. So you're going to repeat this a total of 4 times on your loom. And when you're done, for the last 2 rows to finish the hat up, you'll want to purl a row, then you'll want to E-wrap a row, then you'll want to take every other peg, and I'll show you. I'll take every other peg, pull it over, toss the bottom loop over. I show this example in my finishing up of how to loom knit my netted hat. So that's what you want to do, and then after you decreased every other peg and you toss the bottom loop over, then you're going to draw string cast off, and that finishes you with the main part of the hat. Then we're going to move on to reattaching the cast-ons loops back onto the loom to do the actual brim. So go ahead and pause the video and complete that, and we'll go to the brim next. Okay, I have finished the hat, and if you want this to sit lower on the head, then you'll want to do it 5 times rather than 4. And because I didn't want a whole lot of bulk at the top, I didn't close it off completely because it's a summer hat. But again, if you want to close it off completely, it's up to you. This is more of a guideline than a set in stone. As I said, you can take a variety of beanie hats and then do this concept that I'm fixing to show you. So, as you can see, I've started putting my original cast on back. And you can see the original cast on right here. See? This is the original cast on. And so you know when the next original cast on loop is right there. There's the next one. And you just want to do this all the way around. Put all your original cast on loops back on the pegs. This also allows for a nice amount of stretch and give at the base of the hat to do it this way. Now, if you want to do this where you don't have to do this section, you can do the beanies in reverse, which is another option. You can do the beanies in reverse, and then you can just continue on with this. But I'm going to show you how to do it this way. And this way, you don't even have to do reverse. You can just choose whatever beanie you like, and then do this kind of brim to it. Leaves it wide open. Okay. And there is all of the original cast on. And at this point, now that you've done that, you want to take your yarn, and I attach it to my tail strand, and then you're going to E-wrap a row. So go ahead and attach the yarn and E-wrap a row, and we'll go from there. Okay, now we're going to do what I call an increase periodically throughout, and it's going to be in a 4-peg set to start, and then later on it's going to basically be every 2 pegs that you're going to have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to E-wrap 4. So E-wrap 4. Then you're going to pick this up, move it to the previous peg. Then you're going to go in here and you're going to find that connector right there. You see that? and you're going to pull it up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to E-wrap it. Then you're going to take that one you moved and move it back. You're going to do the same thing, so E-wrap 4. Move that one in. Go in here and find your connector, which is right there. Put it on there. E-wrap. Move that one back. And then you're going to E-wrap the next 4. Then move that back 1. Find your connector, which is right there. E-wrap it. And move that one back. Okay. You've now just increased all the way around, and you should have 2 loops showing up on every 4th peg. And I would say somewhere in here I went odd. That's 4, that's 4, that's where it's off. Okay. And it's okay if it's a little off. You've just increased. Okay. And if you do it off on some place, what you can do is add one here. Not a big deal. And that way you make sure you've got it. Okay. Now, at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to do what I'm going to say, E-wrap all the way around for like 4 rows, but that doesn't make any sense at this point because you can't just do that. You're going to have to move some loops around. So what you want to do, since we did that peg to kind of do the 4th one, you're going to E-wrap the 2. And yours should be even. You should finish it right here. Mine ended up being a little off because I messed up somewhere over in here. So I'm kind of compensating. But yours should be even. It should end here. So typically you would E-wrap 3. Okay, then you're going to E-wrap the 1 and you're only toss 1 loop over. Then you're going to move it to the previous. E-wrap that one. And move it back. Then E-wrap 3, toss them over, then E-wrap, toss one loop over, bring it back one, E-wrap, and bring that loop back to where it was. E-wrap, this should be 3, not 4. This is where my mess up is right here. Okay, and then E-wrap, toss that loop over, move, E-wrap, and you've just increased to allow to expand on the brim. E-wrap 3, E-wrap, toss the top loop over, move, E-wrap, move back, E-wrap 3, E-wrap, toss the top loop over, move, E-wrap, and toss that second loop over. Move that back to the peg it was on originally. E-wrap 3. And by moving that one back, it makes it easier to, every time you do a round, to keep up with where you're at. Because all you have to do is E-wrap, move, E-wrap, and you're keeping it in the order you're doing. E-wrap 3, E-wrap, move over, E-wrap, move back. Okay, at this rate, that was first round of E-wrap all the way around. Now you want to do that 3 more times, and then I'll come back and show you how to do another increase, and then we'll do 4 more rounds, and then we should be able to finish up and start working on a cast off. So go ahead and do 3 more rounds of what we just did with the E-wrap. Okay, I've done 4 rows, and I'm ready to start increasing again to expand the brim even more. And you're going to go over 2. So E-wrap 2. Then you're going to take that loop, put it on the previous one. Find your connector. You see that? That's right there. Pull that up. E-wrap. Put back. Then E-wrap, move forward, E-wrap, move back. Then you're going to E-wrap over 2, 1, 2, move over, pick up your connector, which is that one right there, bring it up, E-wrap. Move back, and then you E-wrap 1, and then you E-wrap, toss the bottom loop over the top, the top loop over the top, and then that one, and then move that back. E-wrap 2, move that one to the previous, go in here, find that connector, E-wrap, move that back, And this is my odd section here where I messed up. But if you didn't mess up, it's 2 in, like this. 1, 2. Move that one over. Find your connector, which is right there. Move it up. E-wrap. Toss over. Move that loop back. E-wrap. E-wrap. Move that one over. E-wrap. And move it back. Then you're going to E-wrap 2. Move that loop over. Find your connector right there. E-wrap. Toss over. E-wrap. Toss that top loop over. Move to the previous wrap. Toss that loop over. E-wrap 2. Basically, when you're done with this row, what you should have is every other peg should have 2 loops on it. Okay, now we're going to do the concept of 4 rows of E-wrap with this, and how you want to go about doing that with 4 rows of E-wrap is you E-wrap 1, then you E-wrap, toss that top loop over, E-wrap, toss, and move back. So every loop, every peg that has 2, you E-wrap, toss that top loop over, E-wrap, toss that bottom loop, and move the peg back. So every one that has a single one, you just E-wrap. Every one that has 2, you toss that bottom loop over, move to the previous peg, E-wrap, toss the bottom loop, move it back. And you're going to do that all the way around, and you're going to do that 4 rows. And then once you're done with that, then we'll go from there. Okay, this is what we got for our brim. And now it's time to cast off, and I would suggest a crochet hook. A mid-sized one, H is what I'm going to be using. And what I'm going to do is take that first loop off, put it on the crochet hook, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through. Put the next loop on the crochet hook, pull through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through. Put the next loop on the crochet hook, pull through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through. And the reason why we're doing this a little differently is so that you have a looser cast off to expand the brim. So on each loop, take it off, pull through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through, take that one off, pull through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through. Take the next one off, pull through, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through. Take the next one off, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through. And you want to do this all the way around until you have all the loops off. So naturally the top loop goes, then the second loop goes on the 2 loop pegs. So go ahead, pause the video and finish that, and you'll see what we got. We're pretty much done after you do this. Okay, I finished my cast off, and there you can see the hat brim floats out. And if you want it to sit firmer and smoother, you may just want to iron the tips so that they sit smoother. As for your ends, you'll want to weave them in so that they don't stick out. So you'll just want to go in and weave in your ends, and that should cover you. Again, if you want the brim tip to be smoother, you can just iron it down a little bit, and that'll smooth out that. But otherwise, once you tuck your ends in like that, and I would snip these a little shorter and tuck them in at the base, then you're done. You've completed a cloche hat. So again, remember, you can use any beanie hat, flip it, and do the same thing to add the brim, and that's how it works. Simple as that. Okay, well, you're done.